Dude, it's so weird. I just drove in here and they're already showing like the intermission cartoon, but it's only 7:30. I just got here, and then they were showing some cartoon. They were showing Tom and Jerry, which I'm pretty sure the reason they're showing that is more than likely that's in public domain, so they didn't have to pay any fees to show that cartoon. But at the same time, it's so weird. They're changing this up, but. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've been here, and I'm so excited about being here. And even the movies are kind of crappy. The movies I'm going to watch tonight are it's Halloween Ends. And I didn't even see the last one. I saw the first one, Jamie Lee Curtis, when Jamie Lee Curtis came back and reprised her role in that movie franchise. I got to see that. So I'm seeing the End trilogy, the last 3 movies of this franchise, supposedly. But that's what I'm here to see, the End, Halloween Ends. And the second movie is Smile. And I'm actually kind of more excited about seeing this movie. Do you guys remember a movie called, what was it? It Follows? It was basically like some kind of invisible force, or sometimes invisible force, that like took form in like different like creepy people, like this woman in this like hospital gown that was just like walking at a mummy's pace to like catch our protagonist of the story, and they basically just had to keep on running away from this entity, or if that entity caught up to them, that it may have meant death to them. This movie, the Smile movie, reminds me a lot of that Smile. And of course, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know how far the comparisons go. But it just seems like an invisible force that seems to be like possessing different people and making them like put on this really super creepy smiley face. So I'm kind of excited about seeing that. I'm not excited about seeing Halloween Ends. Today is it's a triple threat. They're showing 3 movies. The final movie is The Invitation. I've already seen it. I already hated it. And I know I haven't been in front of the camera in quite a while, and that's a lie. I have been in front of the camera. I actually have been doing some reviews. I just haven't posted them. I've been really extremely lazy. But I do have a plan how to get those out. I'm not going to tell you right now, just in case I never get around to it. But I do have like a summer's worth of reviews that I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys. But tonight, let's just concentrate on tonight. It's going to be Halloween Ends and Smile. I'm excited to see this movie, but I gotta go, because it's been a while since I've been here, so I'm excited I want to go to the concession stand. I am so hungry for movie theater popcorn, that I'm about to go out of my head, so I gotta go. I'll be right back in just a few seconds to let you know what I think about Halloween Ends. Alright, see you, bye. Alright guys, I just got done watching the film. So, this is supposed to be the end of the franchise. This is supposed to be the last movie in this franchise. We're never going to hear about Michael Myers again. Right? I mean, that's in the theory. That's correct. But, so, let's just go over the plot real quick. So, in the beginning, we get kind of like a mirror image of what happened to Mike Myers when he became that evil Mike Myers character in the original film. The original film is some kid in a Halloween costume killing, I think his sister or something like that. It's killing somebody in the house, right? And then going out, and there's that iconic scene of him standing in his clown suit with the knife extended next to him. So, in the way this movie begins is we have this, like, kind of awkward kid that is babysitting your typical Hillian. Like, this kid is just tormenting his babysitter to no end. So he locks him in this room, and the babysitter kicks his way out, but as the door springs open, the parents walk in just in time to see their kid like fall off the balcony and fatally onto the floor. He dies. So like we still kind of have like that that teaser sequence in the very beginning of that movie where some young innocent kid dies as a result of some quote-unquote psychopath, right? So we are sympathetic towards that character, and the more we learned about that character grows up in the same town, has become villainized in this town as that killer, even if it was not intentional. So I thought at that point, because he started displaying behaviors like antisocial behavior, when the right buttons are pushed, he becomes violent. So here I am. Especially there was a scene early on in the film where he finds himself in a sewer system, and he meets up with the character Mike Myers. And then he goes out and he starts doing really bad things, killing people, right? So here in my head, I'm thinking to myself, all right, this is not Halloween Ends. This is Halloween Begins. This is. They're obviously setting up where Mike Myers is not just an ordinary guy. He is in possession. He is evil. This is evil possessing Mike Myers. This is evil possessing this new character, and we're going to get a new franchise out of this, right? In my head, as I'm seeing this, he saw them in the sewer system. He kept on like bumping into the Mike Myers character throughout the movie, and then he would do his devious things. So in my head, I was just writing a better story. So like this guy is getting possessed by evil. He is seeing this evil as like a concrete vision of Mike Myers, right? So that's what I was thinking. That's what I was writing in my head. And then unfortunately, at the very end, not only do we get to see him and Mike Myers in the same room, but one of the characters, one of the main characters, Jamie Lee Curtis, saw both of those characters as well. So I knew he wasn't imagining Mike Myers, but unfortunately, I was kind of hoping that was the case because it just confuses the plot. Why are we stretching this plot thin? Why not, if this is the end of Mike Myers, why don't we concentrate on Mike Myers? But no, we concentrated on some other character, and I just didn't know how that director wanted me to feel. Did he want me to feel sympathetic for that character? Did he want me to feel frightened of Mike Myers? It was so vague. I didn't like it. I'm sure that there are scenes in there that were meant for the lifelong fan. I'm sure that there were some characters in there that were callbacks to the other 10 movies that came out before this, but I was never a huge fan of this franchise, so I didn't see any of that significance. All I saw was a really kind of a confused story, which was just not needed. We should have concentrated completely on Mike Myers instead of introducing this new character. I'm going to give it a 35. It was a well-polished film. It looked good. When I call back in my memory about the original film, it was not a great film, and it didn't even look good because they didn't have the budget for it. This has a major budget for it, so it looks good. It just wasn't good. So 35 is the best I'm going to give this movie. Hey, the other movie did start, so I got to get going. I got to get rolling, but I'm kind of excited to see this Smile movie. So in just a few seconds, I'll be right back to let you know what I think about Smile. All right, see you, bye.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn?
Hey guys, I just got done watching the film, and as predicted, it was a pretty simplistic plot. We are introduced to our main character. She's a psychologist, and she's working pro bono and helping out at, I'm guessing, like a state-funded sanitarium. She meets this one patient who is very, very distraught. We quickly learn the story behind how her professor of a class that she was attending to bludgeoned himself to death with a hammer. Yeah, pretty gruesome, right? And we actually got to see some of the pictures of that end result, and it was equally as gruesome. So the young lady that witnessed that is now the psychologist's patient. She tells her a story on how she's been experiencing some delusions, hallucinations of this one ghastly smile, and it's worn by different people, but it's all, his message is still the same. And it's just like, it basically wants to torture this person and take and possess them and take over their body. So the woman, the poor tragic woman, commits suicide right in front of the psychologist. And then throughout the story, we learn that because of that supposed ritual, the entity had been passed on to the psychologist, and this entity is now in battle to take over the body and soul of the psychologist. That's a really serviceable description, synopsis of the movie. And I could get into it, but I'm not going to. Here's the thing. Like I said, we've seen this movie. So what distinguishes this movie from all the others? And let's just talk about its direction really quickly. As far as the visuals go, there were scenes that were really dark. Big surprise for a horror movie. There were whole scenes that were given to us upside down, completely upside down. And the only reason I can think of that is this whole movie hinged on the fact that he just wanted to make you feel uncomfortable. The music choices in this movie were excellent, and it just contributed to that paranoid environment that was being given to us in this movie. I really, really enjoyed it. So the reason this movie works is because of the atmosphere that the director created in this movie. The music of this movie was either very jarring and very kind of percussionist, or it was very ambient and in the background, but it was like really off-putting and really just awkward, and it made you feel the awkwardness of this movie, and I really, 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 really enjoyed that aspect of the movie. And because the plot was simplistic, it worked really well. And there were a bunch of subplots that were going on. They never spent a lot of time on the subplots, and we didn't feel cheated because the director was faithful to his story. He told a story, and he didn't get sidetracked. He didn't get distracted. He told that story, and then he gave us kind of some lines to follow up on the subplots. This movie worked really well. It worked really well. As far as the atmosphere goes and the story, I totally dug it. I really dug it. And not only that, spoiler alert, it didn't come to a conclusion. It didn't end the story. So we may see some more of these. I doubt it. This movie really did remind me a lot of It Follows. And It Follows was totally left open-ended, and I heard rumors about a sequel, but we never saw it. We never saw a sequel for that movie. I think this is going to fall into obscurity, and that's a shame, because whoever wrote and directed this movie knows what they're doing when they're telling the story. I totally bought the story completely from beginning to end. I loved it. I'm going to give it a 90. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 90%. It was really slow. And not a lot happened in this movie, but because of the atmosphere, because of the character that we were given the opportunity to know and like, this movie worked on every single level that it set out to. I loved it. So, all right. Again, I'm not staying for The Invitation. I hated that movie. You'll eventually hear my thoughts about it when I finally get around to editing that video and posting it. Other than that, I know Black Adam's still coming out. I'm going to be watching that pretty soon. But, guys, that's it. I'm going to take off. While there's still quite a bit of people still watching at 11:30. They are watching The Invitation, which was, it was awful. It was awful. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. I had such a good time talking to you guys tonight. I don't know why I'm so lazy, but I'm going to try to make this a regular thing again. Guys, until next time, I wish everybody peace. Montanay. I'll talk to you guys later, and goodbye.